In 1989, ordinary Japanese people mortgaged their homes to buy stocks at the peak of the biggest bubble in history. The crash that followed wiped out an entire generation of wealth. It took Japan 30 years to recover. Right now, in South Korea, the exact same thing is happening again. And nobody is talking about it. They call themselves the Seohak Ants. Millions of ordinary South Korean retail investors who have collectively poured a record $29.3 billion into US stocks in a single year. Not institutions. Not hedge funds. Ordinary people, buying Apple, Nvidia, Tesla and leveraged ETFs that multiply their bets 2 and 3 times over. South Korea's brokerage cash deposits have hit a record 109 trillion won. Margin loans, money borrowed to buy stocks, have surged above 30 trillion won. Also a record. Koreans aren't just investing their savings. They're borrowing money to invest even more. So why are millions of ordinary Koreans suddenly obsessed with stocks? 3 reasons. First, housing. South Korea's property market is one of the most expensive in the world. Young Koreans can't afford homes. So they turn to the stock market as their only path to wealth. Second, crypto collapsed. South Korean retail investors lost billions in the crypto crash of 2024. Altcoins wiped out their savings overnight. Stocks felt safer. So they pivoted hard. Third, Goldman Sachs called South Korea their highest conviction market in Asia, forecasting 300% earnings growth in 2026. The strongest profit expansion of any Asian market since 1999. When Goldman says that, ordinary people listen. But here's where it gets truly alarming. In just 1 week in May 2026, foreign investors dumped $13.2 billion in Korean stocks. The Kospi, South Korea's main index, crashed 12% in a single day. Its largest single-day drop ever recorded. The very next day it bounced back 10%, its best day since 2008. Given the scale of leveraged positions of Korean retail investors and prolonged uncertainty, it would be premature to call for an immediate recovery, warned one senior analyst. When leverage meets volatility, ordinary people don't just lose their investments. They lose everything they borrowed on top of it. And here's the terrifying part. Japan's retail investors said the exact same thing in 1989. Right before everything collapsed. This pattern has repeated throughout financial history. South Korean margin trading has tripled in 5 years. Retail investors hold up to 40% of US-based leveraged ETFs. Regulators have already warned of the risks. But nobody is listening. Japan ignored the same warnings in 1989. It took them 30 years to recover. South Korea is walking the same path, with borrowed money, and its eyes wide open. Millions of ordinary Koreans chasing the dream of wealth through borrowed money and leveraged bets. Goldman Sachs cheering them on. And a market that just crashed 12% in a single day. We've seen this story before. We know exactly how it ends. Subscribe to The Economic Order, because the real news is always in the details.